Welcome to Bringing IP to Life. I'm Anna from Amanya IP and Amanya Design, and I'm joined by my guests to talk about IP. We're going to hear people's stories of their creativity, business, and entrepreneurship. Intellectual property can be a really dull subject until it becomes personal. This is aimed to help see the relevance of IP in everyday life. Welcome to the show. Welcome back, everybody. We've come to part 2 of my chat with Danny. So if you haven't seen part 1, then head back over to the website and you'll find the story behind what he's doing today. But today we're going to chat a little bit further about some things he's hinted about in the first part. So Danny, welcome back.
Thanks for having me again.
Very welcome. You're very welcome. So we're going to hear a little excerpt of the show, and hold fire. We'll share about what we've been sharing today.
Lovely stuff. Well, with AI now, like you say, when people, you have so many images online, on people's websites, social media, Google, you name it, they're out there. So I just want to know how AI is creating stuff and what it's using to create. Obviously, it's taking it off the internet. You know what I mean? Or they're storing or they're using it. Because I've not had a message off ChatGTP saying, just to let you know we've used this image or whatever, for what it's doing for them.
So, Danny, let's start off with the whole issue of AI, because that's such a hot topic at the moment and it affects you. So, come on, share with us what how it impacts your working world.
Well, with AI now, like you say, when people, you have so many images online, on people's websites, social media, Google, you name it, they're out there. So I just want to know how AI is creating stuff and what it's using to create when, for instance, you go into ChatGTP, that's the main one everyone knows about, so well, or should do. When you're creating an image on there, it's like, whose images has it used and kind of thing, you know what I mean? So, because you think about ChatGTP now, it goes through everything now. It's a clever little thing. Yeah, it has its faults, it's like anything though, but it's how you talk to it as well, to get the best out of it. And people don't realise that, I think, you know what I mean? They just put a little sentence and they think it's going to give you this absolute 5-class kind of, whatever you want in what you put it kind of thing, but it don't work like that. But regards images, again, what it's doing, I want to know what it's, where it's creating it from. Obviously, it's taking it off the internet, you know what I mean? Or they're storing or they're using it. Because I've not had a message off ChatGTP saying, just to let you know we've used this image or whatever, for what it's doing for them.
Do you use it for images? Because I just use it for wording.
Yeah, use it for images now, and stuff. Yeah, there's loads out there what I like ChatGTP. I've only used that because everyone, everyone sort of knows about it now, don't they? And I know there's tons more now. It's just getting ridiculous. And I know there's specific stuff as well for AI, what you can buy now and all that kind of stuff. So, but it's just it's transparency, as you could call it. It's like James's videos. Have they nicked any of that and used it to get where they can for it? You know what I mean? It's just it's, and now they've not made a decision yet, just because they've created this amazing thing. It's amazing because they're using every Tom, Dick and Harry stuff.
That's right. That's right.
I mean? So it's like it's a stinker at minute. It really is. Yeah. But because I tell you what, if me and James had created something like that and started using everyone's, I tell you what, I bet we won't be around for 2 minutes.
Well, that's it. It seems daft, doesn't it? Really, that they've set up all these machines to learn from the internet and not thought about the consequences, because.
I don't know.
Everything else material is teaching the machines how to create, and yet they're not giving credit for it. They're not giving acknowledgement to where it's come from.
No, it's because they're dead.
Well, the thing is, there's loads of stuff going off in the courts at the minute where companies, organizations are taking the AI companies to court, but they haven't decided, the law hasn't decided yet who owns the material. Is it owned by the creator? Is it owned by the AI producers? It's not clear, and it's a legal minefield. The lawyers and I are kind of waiting to see kind of what gets decided, but
it's hard for lawyers as well, isn't it? As well, because there's no law for it yet. So you know what I mean? It's just I don't know how you can do something like that without a law being made for it. If it's something brand new, it should be registered, right? And then, I mean, I know they're going through it, but it's been going on for yonks already.
Yeah.
I don't, rule for one, rule for another and all that jazz, isn't it? It is though, isn't it?
Yeah.
What can we do?
So, I know. And from a creator's point of view, it's just like, somebody's taking the ideas from what you've created and creating something new. But from a user point of view, do you use AI for your creativity?
AI, because you know what I'm like with writing and stuff like that. It's hard. You've probably seen it. I've had dyslexia all bit, that, but I try and for Grammarly, I love it to pieces. It's my best friend.
Yeah.
So make sure it's, because obviously you want to come across professional, obviously. But I've done stuff for it to look for me, stuff for like my marketing and writing stuff up. Obviously, I manipulate a lot myself and put me on what they call it. But when I have to write stuff up, it's a good way of me, because it takes me hours to do what it can do in like seconds.
Yeah.
I write up stuff what I'm wanting out of it and have a look. I mean, some of it's laughable, but you know what I mean. But it takes a big chunk of it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And with ChatGTP, you can get your own up now, so it gets used to you. So it's basically you're creating a person. You're like an active person for you to, and you just dish it what you want it to know, and it creates stuff and remembers it and stuff. So I think that's quite amazing. Still old fashioned though. I still like it's like me editing and stuff. But give it to someone who can. Ellen who's editing. We edited bits together, or I'll edit and go right. This is how I want it to look. She goes away and she does an amazing job. A few alterations over there. You know what I mean? But AI, I've sent it off. I have used a few on AI to edit, but it's coming into like Photoshop and Lightrooms now. So I can an edge shot now and edit it, and it's called like what we call it is called masking, and you can go into next image and it'll do exactly the same as it did on that one as well. And
so talk us through how that works.
So if I'm like doing skin, softening skin or anything like that, or I went around and brought my beard out a little bit more, or took some grey out, stuff like I can put it onto next image and it'll do the same for that kind of thing within reason.
So how do you do it? Do you record your process first and then ask it to read?
Well, what you do is you sync it basically. So you're telling it from the image you've just edited to go on to next, synchronize to another one, basically, and it does it again within reach. I mean, there's a few. It's still early days kind of thing, but some of the stuff's amazing, like Sky Swap and stuff like that. It's just.
So what's that? What's Sky Swap?
So if you've got a rubbish day and it's a bit, it's not how you want it kind of thing. You can, you can get a library of skies and pop that on instead.
Wow.
And then you can manipulate your other, and the other half of your image into with a few little tweaks and stuff like that. Make it like suit the sky, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you've got a bright day and then it's like you've got loads of cloud. It's not going to match up that. Probably a lot of people recognise that, you just think, oh, what a lovely. But you're like, wait, there you got sharp shadows and it's cloudy as well. You don't.
Yeah.
Like that, you know what I mean? It's within reason kind of thing. So
So is that in Photoshop you've been using that, or is it something else?
Photoshop, yeah, it's a bit of both.
Yeah, because Lightrooms, I'm not familiar with Lightrooms. Is that what you use to do your editing?
Yeah. When you do a big batch of images, that's the best way to do it. When you're doing light editing and stuff like that, definitely, yeah. Well, I think that. I mean, a lot of people use CapCut or not CapCut. Sorry, that's for video. Capture One. That's another one as well. That's a big one for tethering. So tethering is when you link your camera up to your computer from from a wire, or they can do it wireless now. And you take a photo, it comes straight onto your computer, and start manipulating them, editing them straight away on there as well. So, it's a right. Go on all day.
Do you do all the editing, or do you get Ellen to do them for you?
I do the majority of it, yeah. And when I'm super busy, I'll get Ellen in. Yeah, she helps me out. But I from next year, I want to really take obviously Content Club and that to a next level. And there's other elements to Content Club coming up, which I'll leave you on a cliff edge with that one. But
all right, wait to hear.
Yeah, because at the minute it's just for business owners coming monthly, but I've got a few little bits what can be added with that. So that's to come. Just going to do a few bits and bats and some more ideas how it's going to work. But some more stuff coming from Content Club for next year. So which will really push. Yeah.
Brilliant. And let's talk a little bit more about your raw stuff, because I did a course. I wrote a course about file types and sizes, which sounds very, very dull, but in actual fact, it's understanding. This is it wasn't pre-IP, but it was in the process when I was first starting with it. And it's kind of understanding what kind of file you save it as and why, and what the implications are. Because you realise it's a really important thing when you make mistakes. You know, if you've saved a file as a JPEG and it's ended up getting all pixelated, and then you realise you can't go back. Like, oh no. Whereas a raw file is when it's huge and it's all the colours in it, and it's just but obviously it's a huge file.
Yeah, it gets everything in there, don't it? You know what number it is, who's done it, because on your phone, on your camera, you can put down copyright on there, Danny Thompson Photography, stuff like that. So that information will be in there. Also, it'll be the size of it, like you said, color of it, everything you could think of. You know what I mean? Is in there, and that's again, like we said in the first podcast. If anything comes to it and someone's manipulated and all that's your proof. You don't need to tell me about Anna, but you can go to them and say, look, this is the raw file, and then hopefully that's all you need, really, isn't it? You know what I mean? To get them sorted out. But it's with that though. I always double raw shoot mine, two memory cards in there. So if one card goes down, I've got a copy.
That's good.
And then obviously when I'm uploading them, I double save the raws. So I have two separate hard drives where one goes on there, one goes on where we edit as well. So, and then when I've edited them, it goes on to one of our drives and then it goes on to my cloud. So I've got double editing as well. So I'm always covering my backside, as you could call it, with that one, you know what I mean? If anyone needs, I'll just whip it over to them. It's nice. It's always wrote in number form to, the names, what date it was, that kind of stuff, So if I need to search, I can just bring it up in no time.
That's so good, because it's just proof of your creativity and showing, actually, I created it on this date and this is how it all started. So, you prove where you got that photograph from.
It reminds me, as you know, I take a lot of photos a year.
Yeah,
so it's not organised and stuff. I mean, if you saw mine, it's super neat and commercial, weddings, lifestyle, all in there, one to whatever through year. And then I know how many shoots I've had in year and stuff like that. And also it helps me to look back and go. I have a Trello as well, which I record it all on as well, of who's who, thank yous, like my customer journey, which I like to do because I like to say thank you, or is everything all right? I have a massive aftercare as well with what I do as well, because Well, I'm just so grateful people have come to me for the images. So, you know, it's part of the team then, you know what I mean? I want to look after you, you know, like a family member, you know.
Yeah, it's so good. That's so
Yeah.
good. Yeah, definitely. So, Danny, we're going to hear a few of your stories that you were telling me in between the shows. We're going to hear a few of those stories. So, tell us about Wet Bum. What was her name?
Barbara. Yeah. So our, in fact, she's a coach, success coach. Is Barbara Nixon, and she's superb. And well, we're doing some stuff for Content Club, and she was saying, you know, remember this? And I'm like, I need to start writing up these stories, you know, because people see a lovely photo, smiling that, but they don't know the funny bit behind all what goes on. But if you look on my LinkedIn, it's on there, and my Facebook on the commercial side, and basically taking some photos. I saw there's a lovely log here. If I go behind this tree and get it all blurry and shoot through there, you look to the side and smile away. I said, we'll get something lovely. I can see something coming on brilliant. Anyway, when she'd done, she goes, my bum's wet through. She goes, that log was soaking. So I should have checked the log first because it had like moss on it, but it looked lovely. You know, she braved it, bless her. You know what I mean? But yeah, she was soaking. God love
I love
her.
it.
So,
I love it.
It won at last shots anyway, walking back after, so there was plenty of time to dry off.
Oh dear. Yeah, because that's it. You see the finished article, but once you go kind of behind the scenes and how you got to that place of creating that photograph, you know, sometimes you're sitting in really awkward positions, or, you know, you're pulling your t-shirt down or something, or breathing in to stop you from you know, whatever it is, stuff that goes on behind the scenes. If you'd like to know more about intellectual property or IP, check out the Amanya IP website at www.amanyaipcourses.com. Courses vary from general basic understanding about IP for adults, young people and students, through to professional courses and courses for the USA market. The courses are aimed to help young people, students, designers, artists, business owners and entrepreneurs become IP smart to enable them to protect their dreams.
Like I had a guy we're a bit like mine with me, you know, with me top ear. He had that, but he'd ordered like 3XL, so we had to clip the back of it. So if you turned him around, he just looked like a dinosaur. You know, we all clipped in his back. So, and he went, "Oh, it looks brilliant, does that?" I said, "Don't you worry, it'll be all right with me." The angle, so it went all around his chest. It made him look, you know, class. Just had to mind that one there because he was poking out a bit, but we can Photoshop it out. So it looked like, he says, "Oh, it looks like it fits now," when they were like pulling out back, you know, so it didn't look as baggy around here.
Oh dear.
Around these things, haven't you?
Next time, buy the t-shirt or the hoodie that fits you.
Yeah,
Oh
bless
dear.
you. I think they got it wrong.
Dear.
But we worked around it. I've got plenty of clips here. So.
Tell us some more stories, Danny. What else have you got that has made you laugh a long time?
I tell you what, a good one. I got her. I think it was Barbara again. Actually, she had a 10th anniversary, and she goes, "Oh, it's my 10th anniversary," but she's always super busy. I said, "Oh, why don't we?" And she wanted a nice location. I said, "Oh, what about Walkerton Park Hotel?" She went, "Oh, that is beautiful. What a place." And I said, "We could do that, and then you can get off to what you want to do then, you know." And she was like, "Oh," I said, "You could even stay there." I says, "I could try to get you in there if you want to." She went, and she looked at a place as a spa and all. I don't know if you've been to Walkerton Park Hotel in Wakefield. Absolutely. I mean, I got married there myself. So I said, "It's a beautiful place." I got married there, and she went, "Oh." She goes, "That is beautiful." Anyway, I says, "Leave it with me, and I better sort something out." So I booked her a night in. I got a free bed and breakfast because they were wedding on, and they hadn't used all those allocations. And also, I said, "Bring your other half. It can be one of your props," because she obviously does a lot of one-to-one with being a success coach. And so I was there for a couple of hours, got a shots. Then I left them to the romantic weekend. So it was, it was brilliant. But you do it, you know what I mean? It's all part of what you do, you know.
Definitely.
That's why I love my, you know, my brew and chat. You know, I help out anyone, you know. So, you know, it came from a problem to a proper top class. Literally seconds after I left, you're where you need to be, and they could enjoy a nice meal and stuff. You know what I mean?
So good.
Yeah, it was lovely. Yeah, it was a nice cherry on the top with that one. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, that's
husband
good.
might not have thought that though. Bless him, you know, Dave. Like,
Being photographed, but hey, you had a nice weekend.
a lot of it was outside. I just need him to blur him out a little bit, you know, explaining with clients. So he got away with it, really.
So good. So, Danny, tell us, if somebody wants to work with you, tell us the process and tell us what happens.
Well, like I say, I love a brew and a chat, basically. I like to get my teeth into, you know, what kind of photo shoot people want. Get to know them first, you know, how the business. I like them to do a lot of chit chat of what they're all about, who's involved, you know, what location, what they're wanting it for, how they want it developed, what edit they want. Because some people do get right into it and go, I want you to edit like this. So that as well, where they want to shoot, who they want to shoot with, you know, there's all them factors to go. Like I have my nine where I get a really good idea, because I like to know what they're wanting, what their finished article in their head, what the photos they think they're going to get, you know what I mean, kind of thing. And then that's a good idea. And people forget that, you know. It's really much understanding who you're working with, and getting their characters of their staff, if there is staff, you know. I think that's a good one. You know what I mean? So it's just getting their vision and then putting a nice creative tweak. Thinking, I tell you what, I've got some cracking ideas for you. Talk about Brenda, putting Brenda me drone up and all that lot. You know, whatever's needed to really.
Your drone's called Brenda.
Yeah, my drone's called Brenda. Yeah, it's well known as Brenda. Yeah, someone had a talk about it the other day, and they called it Vera or something. They went, "It's Brenda," and about 6 of them shouted it. And I'm like, "Yeah, it's Brenda, but don't have a go at her, bless her." Someone here and there. Yeah, it's a big thing. I just did that as a joke. You know what I'm like for joking about. You know,
yeah.
Just thought,
she's part of the team now, isn't she?
She's
another part of the team.
She's an absolute star. Yeah.
Yeah.
The third of the team.
Doesn't answer back.
No, it's brilliant.
Obedient most of the time.
Yeah, it does his told. It's brilliant.
Excellent.
Sometimes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So talk us through, Danny, from a creative point of view, your process. You talked a lot about the sort of customer service and everything. So talk us through how you do this to make sure you're taking care of your customers properly.
For instance, like if they were doing something at studio, you know, it's like, you know, I'll go down and welcome them, bring them in. And beforehand, it's like I just told you off this podcast, you know, get Spotify on, see what you like on that. If you want music, that is. You know, we always have nice Arrogant water, only the best.
Yeah.
Proper Yorkshire stuff.
Yeah.
You know, spray around, make sure atmosphere, heating's on if it's cold, windows are open if it's, you know what I mean? And we usually have a Pinterest board, what we've been working on, so people know about poses, what they need to be doing. I usually send them something about what they want to wear, branded colours, that kind of stuff. What kind of pose we can do in you know, if we need to nip outside and get a few by a wall or something like that. But generally, you know what's going on. We have a good idea. But I do this again just because, you know, when you come to a shoot, you know, I've heard a few horror stories where they just turn up and it's right. We're doing this on the spot, you see, and it's, you know, I like to make sure you every question is answered before you come, because it helps with your anxiety. So when you're coming through that door, Hopefully, of course, you're going to have a few nerves. I'm going to be sticking a massive camera in your face, you know what I mean, stuff. But, apart from that, you're going to come in and it's going to be smelling nice, it's clean and tidy, you're warm, or it's a nice temperature, you've got a drink on board, I'll make you a brew, whatever. I'll get you a pint if you want. Sometimes have some a bottle if you want, just to calm you down. It's one of them. It's just all about making sure this head is ready to rumble and do the best, and you to be that relaxed that the natural self, your natural self, is coming out into those photos, because that is the magic. I think amateurs or anyone can look at it and think, that's not. I always say, if your mum's pleased with that photo, I'm an happy man, because your mum knows you better than anyone.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
And being a joker, you'll relax people, but making them laugh and just help them to just feel at ease. I mean, I don't like being
I come from a big family, and we're all nuts, you know what I mean? But we're also professional as well, you know what I mean? We do have we're very black and white people, we can be laughing as joking, or we can be cheesed off just as quickly, you know what I mean? But it don't do us any harm, we just want best for people.
Yeah, that's right. So talk us through, Danny, what happens after the photo shoot and how you take care of your customers afterward, after that's happened?
Well, we obviously upload them. Like I mentioned off air, we double save them basically on 2 different hard drives. And then when they're edited, it's saved on one of the hard drives, which I have certain code names for. And then one goes on the cloud, which is sent to the client with a password and a private link. So, and like I always said to him, if it gets into the wrong hands, let me know. I can change password, no problem. Or even open a new gallery, you know what I mean? So there's all that as well. And it's all on an app as well. So got it all on phone as well. So I can do stuff even when I ain't got a computer in me, you know what I mean? So, and then obviously presented to them, that they can use the phones, the iPads, whatever, so it's all easy to, and they can download on the phones and everything. So I use a thing called Smug Mug, which is perfect for that.
What's it called?
Smug Mug.
Smug Mug. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's that?
Yeah, it is. Smug Mug. Yeah, it's where my website's on, but it has a cloud behind it where I can make numerous folders for my clients. Okay. You can't see it when you online, obviously, but it's in the background basically. Nice. And I just use it mainly for storage now. It's from my wedding side, but you wouldn't know anyway because it's just a private link. So it's because I have Danny Thompson photography.com, which is my commercial one, which I have, which has all my content club stuff and all that kind of stuff. So there's all my information on there as well for people to. But like I say, with aftercare as well, I have people coming back and going, "Oh, how do I delete this?" And I can send them a few tips to saying, "Oh, if you go on camera, it takes background, or if you want it doing professionally, I've got this, or I can do it for you." I always give, look after people. It's not like, right, you're done with, see you later kind of thing. You don't build a decent business doing that, do you? I always have the best interest for everyone who uses my services and help, and like we do stuff in college. I have all college people coming down, kids and stuff, and from all different backgrounds and disabilities, autism, and they love it. They come down, have a good chat with us, and we give them tips and tricks and get kit out for them. Yeah, I mean, we're due to go to that new place, which they're only above us now, you see. So we have a really good, a good relationship with Calderdale College.
Nice.
I did their graduation not long ago as well.
Oh, brilliant.
So yeah, that was amazing to see all young guns up and coming. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
So
because I've been teaching the young kids about IP in a more interesting way, and initially they kind of look at you as if to say, "I'm not going to get interested in this. Just what on earth are you doing?" And you start to make it relevant for them, and all the lights start going on, bing, 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 and you're like, "Oh!" And then they start firing these really deep questions back at you, and I just love the fact that they're just so hungry to learn at that age, and it's a really, really satisfying thing to do.
Funny you should say that. I have some companies come and go, you can't make my business look, like, a lot of accountants say that and stuff, and I'm like, no, of course we can do. Just got to get stuck in and see what you're up to, and you can be super creative, but generally accountants regards creativity. It's more the other side of your brain, isn't it, kind of thing, It's but yeah, you can make anything look good if you put your mind to it, you know what I mean, and get some ideas going. That's my job anyway. You know what I mean? I can do stuff, so you know what I mean. It is.
Going back to your thing before about using Trello for your customer service journey, talk us through that, because I'm interested in how you make that work with Trello's like an app. So how do you make it work?
I put it into like different categories. So I have like different columns, as you could call it. And it's just basically my customer journey. So from when people come in interest to when they book, to unless they're on Content Club, I have different lists of all the way across. And if they're in editing or they're edited with Ellen, they go green. If they're commercial, they go blue. If they're lifestyle, they're orange. If they're grey, the weddings, and I just have it all, because obviously I'll tell you tons of times about words and very visual. So if you see colours, I can whip through it. You know what I mean? Loads of writing. Oh, I'm doomed. Reading through it. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Everything's image for me. Well, like today, clicking on here, I'll send you loads of images, won't I? Because you want to write it. So, So
it's good.
And just right down to thank you, to 3 months to 6 months, and obviously sending them a review. And I just always followed that. And every so often, if I've got an hour or something, I'll go, oh, I tell you what, how are you doing? How are you getting on? And it's just nice to, get back to people and say, oh, how are you doing? Is everything all right? Yeah, good. You know what I mean?
It's good.
Kind of thing. Good. Just fancy a brew. I've seen you for a while. Oh, you've got to, though, haven't you? It's your customers are everything. Well, you're nothing without your customers, are you? You know what I mean, or your clients. So you've got to look after it. But family, though, looking after people, you always want best for people. You know what I mean? So just put that into business. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, last question for you, Danny, before we head off. What would be your advice to people that are watching, if they're in photography or, wanting to get into the photography world? What would you say to them? What would you like to sort of share from your experience and your life experience?
Well, when I first started off, I was just offering my services for nothing, basically. So I'd go down, and people who are interested in what they provide, it's knowing what kind of, when you first start, you don't know what kind of photography you want to go into, because photography is such a wide range. Oh, you can go forever and what different. So obviously mine were wedding and business and stuff like that. So all I did were just message people, going, oh, I love your work. I'm new to this game. Told them what camera I had. I'd just love to just help you out. If there are any images on my camera, you can have that kind of thing. I just want to have the experience of working, feeling that little bit of pressure and knowing what it's like, kind of thing, you know what I mean? And I just did that for months, on end. And the stuff I learned, again, I'm not a big YouTuber. I like people to talk to me, and learn that way and stuff like that. And just when you find a little niche or a few things, just go to Top at Tree on YouTube and just read the stuff, because they give plenty out there now, And I learned tons out of that. People who when I wanted to go, if that makes sense. Of I like the way they were, that how they came across. It's not just about the photography at the end of it. But know what, you're my cup of tea. I could, because you can get a lot out of them, can't you, when they're online and stuff, especially if you follow social media, stuff like that. You're aware. But definitely that. And then just the best thing is to get yourself a camera and go out and take your own and just edit. That's the best way of learning. You can watch what you want when you're doing it yourself, and that's a good idea. And that's when the magic starts, and blood flowing, thinking, oh, look at that picture I've just taken. I've just took those little bits of advice and it's firing away, you know what I mean?
That's so
So
good.
yeah, that's, but yeah, definitely. Yeah, you just get out there with your camera and just take pictures, you know?
Yeah.
You know, when you're doing your own and stuff, it don't matter if you mess up. You know, you're not going to do a masterpiece straight off. There's a lot of work goes behind getting where you need to be. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Trial and error. The more you mess up, the better you get. If that makes sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got to,
you know what works and what doesn't work. That's it.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, that's a massive tip. Yeah, just get out there, enjoy yourself doing it. You know, that's the big one as well. Enjoy it.
Definitely.
Love what you do.
Definitely. Yeah. So tell us, Danny, where can people find you to get hold of you? I should have had the ticker on. Let's put this on, and we can sort of show people who you are and the website that goes with it. So share a little bit about, you know, what they can find when they go to.
Well, I'm on LinkedIn. Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn, on Facebook, Instagram. I'm on TikTok. And also my website is DannyThompsonPhotography.com. Also, that's where all my details about Content Club and the different photography bits I do, like my branding's on there, headshots, property interiors, product and e-commerce, and also industrial and manufacturing. So I've broken them up, you see. So it's if anyone comes for any of those, I can send them their page. No point sending them other pages of stuff, you know what I mean? So it's all unique to what the person wants. I did that when I designed this website with me website guy, and it ticks on the silver, does that. Excellent.
Well, thank you so much, Danny, for being on the show. It's been lovely chatting with you, and we look forward to seeing more and more stuff coming out of your new venue.
Yeah, all being well. Watch this space.
That's it. So follow Danny on LinkedIn if you want to see what he's been doing and the story that goes behind the pictures. And we will catch up again very soon.
Lovely stuff. Thanks for having me. It's been lovely.
You're very welcome. All right, Danny. Thank you. See you soon. Bye. Thanks for joining us on the show. Like, follow and subscribe to make sure you hear about what's coming up next. You can head over to the website www.amanyaipcourses.com to find out more. See you again soon.